Welcome to Module 5, Part B, Conference Scheduling. When a conference is first created, it is set to be on demand. To enable scheduling for a conference, click on the Scheduling tab, then click Enable Scheduling, and then the options to schedule a conference will be shown. The first setting is the number of ports to reserve for a conference. The ports on an RGA blade are a shared resource. If all conferences were set to on demand, then they are available on a first-come, first-served basis. When scheduling a conference, the number of ports to reserve will reserve those ports for the scheduled time. An on-demand conference will not be able to use those ports during that time. Also, when another conference is scheduled, the available ports are checked, and if none are available, the user is notified. As shown in the example, if you set the number to 0, the effect is to have an on-demand conference, but the access codes will only be usable during the defined time period, which is used as a security feature. It is important to note that the number of ports selected cannot be exceeded. So if a conference is scheduled for 5 ports, a 6th person cannot be added to the conference. Then you select whether the scheduled time is for calling in, which enables the access codes during that time period, or it can be set to no call in, which will disable the access codes. Time zone field is used to set the time zone of this conference, which is read by the iCal file so that when Outlook schedules the conference, it can adjust to the local time zone accordingly. There are several options for the recurrence of a conference. Once, the conference occurs on the date set and cannot be used again unless changed. Weekday, which the conference can be set to occur every week on the days chosen, which are shown in the example as the days highlighted with green. And you just simply click on the days to select them. Date, this is a conference that is repeated once a year on the date selected. And then month day, this is for conferences that occur on the first Tuesday or the third Wednesday or similar occurrence. You select a begin and end date. This allows you to set the period of time over which this recurrence will occur. If you set no end date, the recurrence will be set for forever. Lastly is duration. This is how long you want the conference to last and the specific start and end times. Following examples are shown using Outlook 2010. Note, the RGA conference does not use SMTP relay to email invitations to participants. The iCal feature is used to send an iCal file which will launch a meeting invitation for the default email client, such as Outlook, Lotus Notes, Google Calendar, or Yahoo Calendar. To generate the iCal file, you must log into the conference bridge, make any desired changes, and then click on the iCal icon. When meeting invitation is opened at the scheduled date and time, the dial-in number and participant access code are automatically populated. The end user can click on scheduling and add the desired participants. Note the number of ports 8 was set on the scheduling page, and the number of participants should be limited to that number. Adding recipients here does not affect the number of reserved ports on the conference bridge. Also, changing the date and time from the email client does not change the settings at the conference bridge. Once the recipients have been added, send the invitation like any other meeting invitation. Thank you for viewing Module 5, Part B, Conference Scheduling.